tear it apart, you finish what you started. Rain or shine, we get it done. So let's get started and keep building forward.
Back to it. It's been a weekend of graveyards, so I'm trying to stay up all day and just keep moving. So I wanted to start on this header again, and I gotta hurry and cut this one out, those two, because I'm gonna run that one all the way over, and then this one will come. I'm gonna run it clear to this other 2x4, and then of course I'll be putting some more supports up underneath it. But I've got it mostly cleaned up, so I'll hurry and trim up the few things I need trimmed or cut and get it to that point, and then see if I can get that first 2x12 up there. I've got them all, I think everything cut where I want it. That wire that's up in the corner, I'm just gonna run in between because I gotta put a like 1/2 inch plywood in between those. So I'm just gonna run that right between them. I'll leave a little gap and then mark it or something. I could put some nail plates over it, I guess, if I wanted to, all the way down, just to keep it from getting any nails or anything in it. Other than that, I think I'm ready for that first one. I gotta hurry and go up and grind those nails and staples off. And I think I can stick that first one up there and see how it's fitting. Looks like I need to take off 1/4 of an inch off that end. I knew this was going to be fun doing it by myself. So I got to take just 1/4 inch off. And I'm glad I checked that end first down there, because it had 3/4 of a gap. When I was down here, it was a long ways off, so I was able to shove that over and, like I said, just make sure before I cut it. I've got it up in there. And as expected, of course, there's a gap underneath the old one where we took that out. So I'll make sure I jack that up, probably just with a bottle jack or something. And I'm probably going to put some 4-inch grabber screws up underneath there once I get everything else nailed into place. But would you look at this? This is why I don't know what the hell they were doing on this place. But you can see there's about a 2.5 inch gap, something like that. And then if you go over to this other side, unbelievable. More like 5 inches. So maybe that was part of their whatever reasoning for cutting that out to begin with, but that should be dead level all the way across there, so that it's, you know, like I said, a consistent 2.5 or a consistent 5 inches. When I put my little header studs up underneath there, I'm just gonna have to go through and measure them and put them in as I go, where they're not all going to be consistent.
Look out, here she comes, the woman that I love. It's too bad she'll never know.
So you can see, I just took and notched that down about a quarter, maybe less, maybe 3/16, so that that electrical wire will sit in there. So when I got that second one up there, I definitely have enough room. Excuse me. I definitely have enough room on that end for the plywood, so I am going to put it up there. This end is a little bit shy, but I think it's just from the nails and the staples and everything that was behind that. I think I got it hit back a little bit further. So I'm going to try that again, and we'll see if we can get that plywood. Well, we're not going to see. We're going to make that plywood work and get it so it's all flush. And I am using just my scrap pieces of what I have.
But she will never know that I love her so well. She's with somebody else, and I will have to let her go. She will never know, na-na. Never know, na-na. She will never know, na-na. Never know, na-na.
I'm going to show you what I got going here. You guys already know that there's the bottom gap right there, because, as I said earlier, this piece has got to be forced up into that new header.
I can't be the only one who got lost inside the blue of those eyes. I've gotta let her go. I know it won't be easy. I wanna hold her close, but I have to try as hard as I can, 'cause she'll never be
Much better. Now I just got to put some more nails, finish everything up there, that top plate, and a few more kickers. We should be all done with this one. Finally, one project done. Well, except for the garage door.
She will never know, na-na. Never know, na-na. She will never know, na-na. Never know, na-na. She will never know, na-na.
I know it's hard to see with me in the way, but I had to get, I think, like I said, with those two being offset, I don't know why, like I said, this one's dropped so low and that one's up so high. But I had to get the nails and staples and everything out of there. So now that corner is dropping just low enough that I can continue along there. So I'll fix that up, nail everything, and then I'm gonna put a couple more 2x4s, some kickers underneath for those headers, or for that header. And then I'm going to put some 2x4s in here to catch the end of that header and just help support a little more weight, even though, like I said, this whole thing, I don't know, it's probably overkill for what it is, but I just wanted to do it right, and make it that much better. In case you can't tell, I don't know if you guys could see that, but I like all my cuts tight. I'm fighting every one of them, so just got to shave off a little bit. I got off work last night, yesterday, whatever, and so that's why I'm trying to hurry and finish this. I've been busy, which is why I did not get a video out last week, because I haven't had time. I'm trying, but it's just hard with filming, editing, and doing everything else in between, and working rotating shifts. So I was going to explain this board. I've got to notch that out for that electric box, that outlet for outside. And I was going to say, to do it and do it right, I'd remove that and put the 2x4 in, but I've already got all my stuff done with that board and batten on the exterior and everything. I'm not going to move it, and it's just going to help, like I said, support the weight on the end, and it's already got all the rest, so I'm not worried about it. I'm going to put 2 more in there, nail them into place, and then that'll be all for this video, because I have got to go, like I said, again, back to work tonight. So I'll put those little kickers up in the top underneath the header, or above the header, and underneath that top plate, or in between them. And then I'll run my electric, and I'm probably gonna have to put in a junction box now that I've changed all of that stuff to have enough wire. I could rerun all that wire, but it goes back and over into the panel. So I'm just gonna put a junction box up there and make it work.
Will I be the same again? Well, I thought I knew what life was all about. That song had already been sung. I was going on.
All right, that'll finish that up. I do have another one I need to put in that corner. I'll probably put 2 of them in there, but I've got so much garbage stacked in my way and everything I need to move, along with all this mess. I mean, I have seriously such a mess in here right now, and that's for a whole nother day, but I've just got to get this stuff done so I can get to where I can open this door and access everything. But all I got left is those little kickers in between the top plate and that header. I got off work yesterday, and I've got to go back again tonight for 2 more graveyards. So it's a quick turnaround, and I've just got so much going on, so that's why I haven't been able to keep up much. I missed a video, maybe 2 the last couple weeks. I don't even know. I can't even keep track. But be patient with me, because I'm trying to juggle, like say, rotating shifts and doing this stuff and other things. And anyway, I've still got some videos that I've done some other things in the past on, and really haven't finished bringing things to your attention yet. But I've got to get a few of these things out of the way and finalize some stuff, and then I'll be doing that as well. All right, try and run that wire through there. But what I did was just drilled up top. So I'm gonna go up and over where the wire is, come across, and then down through. Now, if I would have been thinking ahead of time, which never happens, I would have drilled up or notched out that section, kept that plywood out of there, more like I did over on this side. Those auger bits are amazing. I can't remember how well it would work on that impact. I knew I'd used it before, but for those little impacts, they do work amazing. Again, we're lucky to have those tools. You know, those auger bits, paddle bits, and all those, they always break out one side or the other. So I always take and just clean everything up, so when I'm running my wire through there, I don't break through the insulation, I don't know what you call it. Anyway, but all I've got to do is, I got some longer bits for certain things like that, so I'm just going to see if I can hog up through the bottom of that where that piece of plywood is and open it up just enough to get that wire through, and then I've just got to run it down and finish tying it in back into the box. If I don't have enough room, then like I said, I'll just take and put, you know, a junction box somewhere there, probably, I don't know what minimum, like your light switches and stuff, I think they're like 42 inches or something. So I'll just probably put it somewhere there and make that work. But now, after I finish that, I can officially call this project done. So I'm so proud of myself. I actually finished one all the way through. But, you know, that, like I said, I don't know, that whole thing drives me absolutely insane and crazy. I did put a level up on that header just to double check where I cut with my chalk line, and it's good. So I don't know, it's got to be something to do with that top plate, and you guys seen it was, one end was a lot further off than the other. I'm not going to mess with everything because everything on the exterior is finished and wrapped up, so it is what it is. And I've got this done, so now I can start putting my track back up for my door, get everything finished up so I can start opening that again. And then I've got to clean this shop up. It is a disaster, but I really need to get started on that Ranger too. And I did end up ordering another distributor because I cannot find anyone. And some of them, I found some used stuff, but some of them, by the time you ship them and everything, it's just easier to go to the parts house and get a new one. So that's what I'm going to do, and hopefully I can get something done on the Ranger after this video. Not guaranteeing it though. Anyway, so that'll wrap this one up. Thanks you guys so much again for watching, and until next time, God bless.
I don't know about you guys, but I love rainy days, and especially when the weather gives us that time and that moisture and just doesn't turn right into that hot heat. I love summer, but oh man, this is beautiful. It's rainy, and it's just, I don't know, we've had like 3 or 4, maybe 5 days or something. They're just on and off, and I love it. But yeah, it's a beautiful day today.
Stars come to shine when it's dark from so far away and show us where we are. It really makes me wonder.
One project down, 100 more to go, and I'm still behind on the last one. Remember, stay proud, stay driven, and always be the buffalo.
I just wonder. It really makes me wonder.